Hello, everybody, and indeed, welcome to another edition of the Chicago Tony V Show. Good morning. How are you? Today is, this is episode 65. 65, that's a lot of episodes, people. Considering we started less than 4 months ago, that's a lot of episodes. Today is Wednesday, April 14th, 2021. That is Hump Day. Hump Day, we got a spirited tune to start off the show. What does Hump Day really mean? Well, for this guy, not much. May as well call it not Hump Day. I know that's too much information. Good morning, everybody. It is middle of the week, though, right? Middle of the week for most normal people. That's got to do something mentally. It's like we're over the hump. I think that's what Hump Day is probably about, right? We're over the hump. It's going to be downhill from here. It's going to be good. So, check it out. Has this ever happened to you guys? I had a good, really well done nightmare last night. I had a good old nightmare. Oh, man. You know, nightmares are so weird. They're so bizarre. And, you know, sometimes when I'm asleep, I don't know if you guys are like this, but sometimes I kind of don't buy it. But then every once in a while, I have a nightmare where it's like, I am all in. This is really happening. It's a horrible feeling. Horrible. I had one of those last night. Now, what's funny is the premise of the nightmare is totally ridiculous, right? So, I mean, if this were happening to me in a, awakened state when I was lucid, I would have said, yeah, no, I'm not buying it. But I had whatever that thing was going on in the middle of the night, during sleep, where it's like, I'm all in. This is really happening, and I'm terrified. And so I'm going to tell you, by the way, I hate when people tell me their dreams because I can't follow them because they're ridiculous. So I'm going to tell you my dream. I'm going to break my own rule and tell you my dream. It's probably a horrible idea to do that, but that's what I'm going to do. But you know how you can tie, you ever have a dream and you're like, why the hell did I dream that? What was that all about? And then you think back and it's like, oh, okay, maybe that's where the origin of that weird-ass dream that I just had. Well, my horrible nightmare from last night, it's pretty easy for me to tie it back to real life, right? So, I've said before, I am a real latecomer to social media in general, to Twitter, to YouTube, whatever. Well, I've started doing what I guess people have been doing for years, right? Is taking a deep dive, like losing chunks of time on YouTube, just watching crazy ass videos. And I've been doing that recently. Is anyone familiar with these? I can't even. It's the term sounds gross. These mukbangers, I think, is that what they call them? Mukbanging. Basically, these gigantic people who videotape themselves eating stuff on YouTube. Whoever would have thought that was a thing? I could never predict that. Who would have said before they set up YouTube, I'll tell you what this is going to be good for. Hey, when people that are so big that they can't get out of their house, and by the way, I don't mean to make light, okay? I'm a heavy person. I have struggles with food. Although, by the way, I think I've chiseled down my little Vegas weight gain. I think it's all gone already. I'm proud of myself. Who would have thought when they set up YouTube, before they got that going, you know what this is going to be good for? People that are so large that they can't get out of their house practically, or at least it's a major pain in the ass. They're going to be able to videotape themselves killing themselves with food so that we all can watch. And then who would have predicted that would be somehow so riveting? Anyway, I've been watching these shows. Is that what it's called? Mukbanging? I wrote down a word. I don't know if it's the right word. But there's this dude that I was watching, and he's the center of my nightmare from last night. I wrote it down. Let's see. This dude's YouTube channel is Joey's World Tour. Joey's World Tour. And just, I don't even know why YouTube started showing me his videos, but once I saw one or two, it's like, I want to see 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, whatever. And this dude, now he can get out of his house. He's not to that level yet. But I mean, the guy is, let's face it, he's probably not in very good health. Probably not. Seems like a very nice guy, and I don't mean to shit on a guy. And again, I have a weight problem, okay? So I am him, he is me, whatever. I hope to Christ that I'm not quite as far along as he is. Who knows? Maybe I am. But this dude, he reviews fast food. Who would have thought this would be a thing? There are people out there. Who would have thought? You know what? Someone needs to know how the spicy chicken sandwich from Jack in the Box tastes. Someone's gonna want to know this. I know. I'll throw on a video to. I mean, the whole concept is funny. Anyway, I've been watching some of Joey's videos. He is delightfully crazy. He seems like he seriously has a screw loose. He seems like a lovely individual. Fun, probably. I mean, he's probably closer to a grabber than I am. I hope to Christ, maybe not. I wonder how old that guy is. Anyway, Joey was in my nightmare last night. I'm not going to get into too much detail because, again, I think when people explain their dreams, I've never enjoyed that because I can't make sense of them. And it's difficult for people to explain their own dreams as well. You know? But basically, Joey had me tied up in the basement, probably not unlike the Breaking Bad. Remember when they had that bad guy in the basement, right? Like chained to the pole, or they had the bike lock over his neck. In my dream, I was chained to a pole somehow. But I had to eat Joey's leftovers from his disgusting Jack in the Box leftovers and tater tots and cheeseburgers and shit. It's terrifying. And in my dream, he was not a very nice dude. I'm sure in real life he's very nice. Who would have thought that mukbanging? I had to do an episode on that. Who knows? Maybe today's the episode. I don't know. Before I get too deep, I want to point out to people, hey, phone lines are open. I also want to remember to do my disclaimer. Please, everything I say, everybody, is it's allegedly, it's for entertainment purposes only. I'm just a crazy person on the internet. Please, no one from my past come back and whack me, sue me, rough me up. I don't want any of that. I also like to explain to my beautiful podcast listeners, I want to explain what you're listening to. What I'm doing right now is I'm live streaming over Reddit. Right now it is 7:08 and 43 seconds Eastern Standard Time. And I'm live streaming on Reddit. I do it this way so I can interact with all my beautiful friends. I call them Tony's Pepperonis. These are the folks in the comment section of Reddit, of the live stream. So henceforth, in whatever podcatcher you're listening through, be it iTunes, be it Stitcher, be it Google Podcasts, or be it Spotify, you'll hear me interacting with the pepperoni. So I just want to explain that so it makes sense. I always like to turn to, after I do that little explanation, we got to do the podium finish. We got to talk about the first 3 commenters through the comment section. And today, it's mostly VIPs. In the gold medal position is the beautiful Inside and Out. We know her. We love her. She's fabulous, and she has fabulously red hair. It is Georgie Girl. Good morning, Georgie Girl.
Just a small town girl.
in the silver medal position. She overslept yesterday, which is really quite embarrassing. I probably shouldn't make that obvious over the public airways, but I'm going to do it anyway. She's a VIP. She's beautiful. She's lovely. She's talented. She's elusive. The beautiful RoboCat. Good morning, RoboCat. Nice to see you again, dear. Now, in the bronze position is maybe a new follower, new listener, new Reddit person, Amber Glow 11. Good morning, Amber Glow. You got a podium finish this morning. You should follow me there on Reddit so that you can be notified. Maybe you already have. I don't know. So excited to make it here while you're live. Oh, that's great, Amber Glow. Do we know each other? I wonder who you are. Plumber for Life 84 says, get ready for another short weekend. Why can't we have the same schedule they do in Europe? Get ready for another short weekend. I don't know. Aren't they all under house arrest in Europe? Isn't that a thing? Jeffrey, the vet author's in the house. Good morning, Jeff. How are you, sir? Because I'm not very bright, yesterday I was thinking for a while that Jeff was in Connecticut. But he was just talking to the Chicago, whatever the T stands for, yesterday. Borg is in the house from Australia. G'day, matey. Borg gives me a thumbs up this morning. So Plumber for Life says, no time for Dunkin' Donuts this morning. Well, here's what I did this morning, Plumber. So you can see by the way, Spotify listeners, this is video too. So I'm holding up a coffee cup now to the camera, Spotify, okay? Normally, people are used to seeing a big old Dunkin' Donuts coffee mug cup thing, or a homemade home cup like this. Normally, that means I've brewed coffee. This morning, however, what it means is I was in so early that I drank all my Dunkin' Donuts already. And so what's in this one is just plain old water. I don't know whose coffee mug this is. It's one of the pepperonis, I'm sure. Yanked it out of the cabinet, poured myself some water. You know, that's one of the things I did in the show yesterday. It's so funny, the little thing, when you do so many of these, when something weird happens, for me, like intellectually, it bugs me, and then I have to strap on the seatbelt and just make it through the show anyway. So the two challenges yesterday, first one is, honest to God, right before I pressed the live button, I had to sneeze so bad. And I just have a thing. When my computer says 7 a.m., it's like, bam, I'm going. And so I had to sneeze so bad. It's like, what do? I pressed go anyway. And I pressed record. And you know me, I have a policy of no editing. Unless I'm not even going to go there. Just no editing. So had I sneezed yesterday, there would have been a big sneeze on the show. That would have been interesting. But the sneeze didn't happen. But then the other problem is yesterday I was in early, and I also finished my coffee early yesterday, but I did not make myself a backup drink. So I'm used to sipping here and there throughout the show. You know, you do so much talking because no one has the balls to call me, and you need to lube up the vocal cords every once in a while. I didn't have a drink yesterday. I noticed it like 1 minute into the show yesterday, and it's like, shit. So mentally, that's wearing me down. Today, I righted the ship. I've got a little water. Okay, so today, technically, should go better. We'll see how it does. We'll see how it does. Let's see. Robo says, yes, Tony, please don't shit on people. I'm okay. It's rude at best. Thank you, Robo. I will try to be careful not to be rude. Let's see. Georgie said it's mukbang. It's mukbang. Muckbang. Georgie is so good at looking stuff up. You know? We got another deep dish comment from Terrible Economics 4. That's a pretty good Reddit name, Terrible Economics 4. We have someone from Tasmania, Australia. Is a Tasmanian devil a real thing? Is that a real thing? That's really one of my favorite characters, now that I think about it, from that, what was it, Looney Tunes? Tasmanian Devil was pretty crazy. I think Yosemite Sam is a good one, too. Oh my gosh, so many good characters. How did that dude, Mel Blanc, how did he make so many voices? Can you imagine? That's gotta be like winning some crazy lottery. That dude as a kid must have been one of the goofiest kids ever, right? I'll bet his parents were just sitting there thinking, oh shit, Mel's sitting in his room again making weird noises. What the fuck? They were probably saving up to have the kid institutionalized, right? And then just somehow, through some stroke of luck, right? Radio comes along. They need weirdos. What do they call that? A Foley artist that does the radio? Robo, I really need to know if you think I'm being mean. This has me stressed out. Yesterday I couldn't have a drink. Today, now I'm worried about Robo thinks I'm a mean person. Oh, gosh. Foley artist, right? Radio. Today's going to be a weird show, I can already tell. Georgie says, my favorite Looney Tunes character is Gossamer. I can't even picture who that is or what that is. Is that an animal? Gossamer. Never, how could I possibly have never heard of Gossamer? That's fascinating. I don't know. Detective says, I love your sunglasses. Where are they from? They are, I don't know. I found them in storage. I have a bunch of crap in storage. And every once in a while I go in there and I just found these things. I believe I purchased these probably on some sort of vacation. I don't know when, long time ago. Who knows where. Your guess is as good as mine. Oh, the big red hairy monster with sneakers. Yes. All right. Was he usually with that little alien dude? That little alien dude that wear the Spartan helmet? Who knew that we'd be talking about Looney Tunes today? We would go from Joey's World, you know, who's reviewing Jack in the Box spicy chicken sandwiches, to Looney Tunes cartoons. Our show is a little too weird, people. Who knows? You feel a certain kinship, says Georgie. That's so funny. You know, Georgie and we're obviously dear friends, and I think sometimes people believe that we must have been friends before the Chicago Tony V show happened, which is not true. We became dear friends through this whole thing. But what's kind of funny, Georgie was on our In the Green Room video segment. You can find it on our YouTube channel, Chicago Tony V, like vasectomy. Ouch. That's the channel. And really, that's the first day I had to see Georgie. Well, of course, normally I don't see her. It's just I talk to her, right? She calls in. I see her in the chat. Normally I don't see her. That was the first time where I got really a good look at Georgie girl. It's like, my God, she is a redhead. She refers to herself as a redhead, and I used to think, I wonder. I saw a picture or two, but just nothing as clearly as the other day. She sure is a redhead. So she feels a kinship to that Gossamer guy. Robo, thank you for your comment. Robo says, no, you said, quote, I don't mean to shit on people, unquote. So I was just playing on your words. You probably don't even remember saying it. No, I do remember saying it. I do. Because I was talking about the Mukbang people. The Joey's World Tour. Oh, God, this guy's crazy. He's crazy. I just didn't know. I guess I couldn't tell if you were being sarcastic or not. Thank you for clearing that up, because now I could just move on to worry about something else. Sorry Economics gives me a Peter Griffin dig. Very good, sir. Sorry Economics. I'm here to tell you. And everyone else making a dig. You're actually playing right into my hands. Because I have this feeling, I could be wrong. Now, history would say I'm dead wrong. History would say, no way, you're wrong. But I'm going to make this claim. I feel like I'm on the precipice of losing some LBs, like at a meaningful rate. I just feel like I'm on the precipice. So you better get your Jackie Gleasons, your whatever you just said, your what did you just say? Oh, Peter Griffin. Get it out now, folks. Get it out now. I'm probably, if I slimmed down, which would be nearly a miracle. But if I did, how big of an a-hole would I be? Then, I mean, thank God I'm talking about these mukbangers now. Because right now I'm saying, hey, I don't mean to make fun. I've got food challenges just like the next guy. I just haven't. What would happen? Is this how Chicago Tony would go viral? Is just start eating spicy chicken sandwiches in my car and doing a review? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I wonder if it would work, though. Amber Glow 11 is catching a flight soon to visit one of my favorite people. Oh, good for you. Where are you headed? I flew 6 planes last week. All packed like sardines. Social distancing doesn't happen on planes. So, I don't know why. I don't know. Anyway, whoop, sorry. I'm not even going to go there. I forgot. Sorry. We're in our own little bubble. Anyway, enjoy your travels. Where are you going? I would love to know. Jeffrey says, I'm going to make a whole podcast episode on Chicago pizza versus the world. I hear you, Jeff. Jeff, have you ever seen, I did a video. It's in my YouTube. I think it's in the FAQ section because at least for a while there, I was asked about deep dish all the time. Jeff, have you ever tried Pal Joey's in West Chicago? It's my favorite pizza on the planet, Pal Joey's. And Pequod's also is tremendous. Obviously Lou Malnati's, but my favorite on the planet is Pal Joey's Pizza, West Chicago. Have you ever had it, Jeffrey? Let me know. Next time I'm up your way, maybe we'll go to Pal Joey's. Well, I'll treat you to some of my favorite pizza and 2 or 3 cases of my favorite beer, and whatever. We'll see what happens. Georgie says, Jeff, each year for his birthday, my husband requests Chicago deep dish pizzas that I order through Gold Belly. Gold Belly? This sounds like a thing that it would be dangerous if I knew existed, but now I've heard of it. Gold Belly. Oh, God. They will, wow. You know what? There's a famous Chicago deep dish thing which shall remain unnamed because I don't want anyone to be able to find me, my location, but there's a famous one that's opening up. It might even be open now. It's like 3-4 blocks from me. I'm terrified. I'm going to be going there every other day. I don't know. Robo says, what is the mukbanger again? Don't know what we're talking about. Yeah. Robo, I don't know what I'm talking about either, but the mukbanger, this dude, his channel is called Joey's World Tour. He's this, he sits in his car and he eats fast food and he reviews it. And he's crazy. Seems like a nice guy, though. I don't want to shit on the dude. Joey's World Tour. I'm sure he was another one where his parents, when he was a kid, they were just like, oh, Christ. What are we going to do with Joey? And it turns out he found his little niche. That's one of the miracles of the internet. This is one of the beautiful repercussions. That people like this, for whatever reason, like I said, who would have guessed? Watching a person who should not be eating fast food, right? Let's face it, it's not good for you. And some of these people, like me, again, people can take one look at me and say, yeah, that guy needs to lose some lbs, right? Who would have thought that there would be a place on the internet for these people? Go ahead. You're going to eat the fast food anyway. Hey, I tell you what, why don't you turn on a video camera and let us all watch? And who knew that was going to be fascinating? If you read through the comments section of these people, Joey's World is the best example. People are very positive. They love this guy. I watch it and it's like, dude, you're going to have a grabber any day. Come on, let's go here. Let me come over and make a salad. Let's have a salad together. Again, I realize the irony of me saying this, okay? No one should be taking diet advice from me. Yet. We'll see how it all goes. El Paso, that is where Amber Glow 11 is going. El Paso, New Mexico. That's fabulous. I was just in Austin, Texas for a little spell. Austin, Texas. Saw a lot of cowboy hats. There are a lot of beautiful ladies in Austin, Texas. Southern belles. You know, Texas ladies, they really know how to they know how to wear a pair of blue jeans. Blue jeans and cowboy boots and a big old belt buckle on a beautiful lady gives me problems. Georgie confirms, yes, these mukbangers are people who film themselves eating crazy amounts of food. Yeah. Chicago Tank is back. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome back. He says, good day, Don Tony. I was not a Don. Underboss, maybe. Allegedly. Entertainment purposes. It looks like I'm going to be doing some more interviews coming up. And it's always terrifying to me. That is actually I have such a weird life because I'm becoming this little minuscule public figure, right? When in a lot of ways I really don't want to, if you know what I mean. But it's like, but now here, whatever. I'm in it now. It's happening. It's going on. So, yeah, there are a few shows that have reached out, which is really fun. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens from it. So Jeffrey, the vet author, has never had Pal Joey's in West Chicago. We usually do Nancy's or Lou Malnati's. I've never had Nancy's. Have you had Pequod's, Jeff? Pequod's, I think, is tremendous. Chicago Tank says Lou Malnati's ships in dry ice. Yeah, you know, it's funny. The trajectory of Lou Malnati's, right? If you look at it from the standpoint of my life, and I think at least Jeff is sort of ish my age, right? I'm 50. I'm going to be 51 this summer. Oh, Jesus. 51. How the freak did that happen? Anyway, you know, when I was a kid, Lou Malnati's was not the empire that it is now. And I kind of don't know how to feel about that. You could easily look at Portillo's the same way. Good Christ. Doesn't Warren Buffett own Portillo's now? That's some bullshit. You can't let the guy that owns Geico own freaking Portillo's. No, how did we let this happen? We should have figured out a way for just Chicagonites to buy these restaurants and so forth that we hold dear. It's just my own 2 cents. All right, Amber Glow, enjoy your trip. Good to see you. Have a fun time. Chicago Tank says Pequod's is probably the best in the city. Pequod's is fabulous. It is fabulous, I'm not going to lie. My favorite, for whatever reason, and maybe it's partly nostalgia, is Pal Joey's West Chicago. That's just that was my childhood. For whatever reason, we found that place when I was a little dinky dude, Georgie. And went to Pal Joey's. That was the special place my entire childhood. So, that's just me. Jeffrey says, I think the guy who owned Brown's Chicken also owns Portillo's. Jeff, I believe that they were brothers, if I remember correctly. Surely Georgie is looking this up now as I speak. I thought Portillo's and the Brown's Chicken deal were brothers. And I also think furthermore that the Portillo's dude finally sold out to Warren Buffett. Buffett bought Portillo's, and then eventually a year or two into it, I believe I heard that Buffett reached out to the Portillo's dude and said, yeah, I'm kind of fucking this up. Will you come back and run it somehow? Can we consult with you? Something? I believe they were brothers, Jeffrey. Now, Jeff, do you remember the Brown's Chicken murders? Holy shit. That was a terrifying time in local Chicago, the Brown's Chicken murders. This was a deal. I distinctly remember. I mean, I was a kid. I don't remember what age I was, but I just remember just one day all over the news, a bunch of people were gunned down like in the back cooler at a Brown's Chicken. Terrifying. All the employees or whatever, it was like 6-7 people. 7 in the cooler, says Chicago Tank. 7. I mean, think of that. Yeah, the Palatine Brown's Chicken murders. Interesting addendum to that story. I told it once on our show months ago. I'll just tell it again briefly. I was at a cookout and I got to talking to this dude, and the guy at college. He went to Indiana University. And he was friends with... Oh, here we have a call. To be continued. Here we go. What's going on?
Call from
Jeff.
Good morning, Jeffrey. How are you today, sir?
Good morning, Tony. How are you?
Good.
Oh, since what made me call in is the Brown's Chicken deal in Palatine.
Yeah.
They knocked that building down, which reminded me back in 2001 in Lyons on 39th in Harlem, there was a Brown's Chicken. And the last famous Chicago mob hit happened there. And they shot, his name was Chiamati, and they shot him right in the vestibule inside that Brown's Chicken. That was the last mob hit.
What is the...
famous one.
Yeah, Jeff, what is the deal with Brown's Chickens? I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
It's the worst PR ever.
Yeah, I remember my dad was from the South, and he moved up here, with a lot of people from Appalachia moved to Chicago in the 60s to work at Electromotive and GM and all that. And he used to send me to Brown's Chicken and to get them chicken gizzards and chicken hearts.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't touch the crap, but man, those Southern people love Brown's Chicken.
And do you remember, Jeff, how traumatic the Brown's Chicken murders were? I mean...
Oh, yeah, yep. And let me tell you something about that. A kid I went to high school with in LaGrange,
yep.
He was connected to the murderers. They were writing bad checks. This is before that happened. They were writing bad checks, this and that, cashing it in, and he got caught, and he was going to turn on him. and they found him in Florida, dismembered, just cut into pieces. And his name was Dean Fawcett. You can look it up. And yeah, they did a number on that kid. And then a few weeks later, they happened at that Brown's Chicken. So those people were already like that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So
yeah. So I was telling the story, Jeff, right before you called. So I was at this party. This is 7 or 8 years ago. I'm just talking with this dude. Somehow the Brown's Chicken murders come up. The guy's not even from Chicago. And he was like, he's like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. He was friends with the murderer in college. I think he said they went to Indiana University. And of course that guy wasn't caught for years and years and years after the murders. I think, was it his girlfriend that snitched on him finally, something like that?
Yep. Yes, it's it. And
he told me, he's like, I was buddies with this guy in college. And he's like, you never would have guessed. It's just creepy, very creepy. That's
how it is a lot of times, even with the Gacy thing. People had no idea. Clean cut guy, involved in the neighborhood, business owner. Who would have guessed?
Totally.
It's crazy. Okay, and switching gears real fast to the pizza thing. So I argue with people on Twitter all the time about pizza.
Yeah.
It's like my one prejudice in the world that I have.
Totally.
And even when I lived in Germany for years, we'd go out to eat. They would order pizza. Here's my wife, family. Everybody have their fork and their knives. I'm like, what the hell you guys have fork and knives for, right? And they bring out the pizzas and they're sitting like paper thin Italian pizza.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. Using a fork and knife, you don't eat pizza unless it's like stuffed or deep dish once in a while. Yeah. Fork and a knife. Also, if the pizza's cut into triangles, it's not pizza. It has to be squares, tavern style. Unless it's deep dish, then that's triangles.
Yeah. So you like grandma style, huh? You like squares?
Yep, tavern style, that's it.
Yeah.
And also I learned when you go down south and you order a sausage pizza, they put Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage on it. And that drove me up a wall, and that's why I will not eat pizza outside of 30 miles outside of Chicago.
It's interesting how regional it is, And then, it's funny. I think growing up in Chicago, like, you think the rest of the world does it this way, and then as you get older and you travel a little bit, you realize, oh my God, there's a thing, Chicago style, and then there's other styles.
Yeah, that's what, when I would post something on Twitter about pizza, and then the Italians, Italy Italians would come out and say, we created it, we invented this and that. I said, yeah, you did, but we perfected it. That's how it is, so.
Yeah.
All right, my man. I'll let you go. I'm going to work, and I'll talk to you next time.
All right, have a good one. Talk to you later, buddy.
All right, you too.
Jeffrey, the vet author, it's always just terrific when Jeffrey calls in. He's my Chicago ace in the hole for sure, Jeffrey. I mean, I've been gone for so long that, there's things about Chicago that I can't keep straight. I can't keep everything straight, and so Jeffrey is he's my boots on the ground. He's gonna be starting a podcast up pretty soon. I'm super excited. Yeah, Chicago Tank. You remember the fried mushrooms from Brown's Chicken? That was the shit. Yeah, the ex-girlfriend of the guy. Right. Finally narked on him. Here's Chicago Tank has a fascinating comment. People don't realize that most Chicagoans only do deep dish when we have visitors. Yeah, in my video on YouTube, I make the point, because I was asked all the time, deep dish or not. And it's like, you know what? I'll be honest. It's a bit much. Like a true deep dish, it's heavy as hell. It's very rich. Frankly, for me, it's been too much. I like what Jeffrey was talking about. I kind of think of that as like grandma grandma style is what he was calling a tavern style. I learned the term grandma style, I think, from some Philly friends. But I think that's what Jeff was calling tavern style. That's kind of my... And this pal Joey's in West Chicago. It's not quite deep dish. It's not so heavy. But it's not like a thin crust thing either. It's a nice in between. And of course, RoboCat from New York City. She says, there is only New York City thin crust. Don't get me wrong, Robo. It's terrific. It's fabulous. It's lovely. But there's a place in this world for some of the Chicago style. I mean, Robo, if you've ever tried Pequods in Chicago, tremendous. I think it's lovely. It's awesome. But it is not thin crust. Grow a neck beard? Is that what you're trying to tell me to do? Marty is ruling. Grow a neck beard. You're missing an opportunity. What's the opportunity, Marty? I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me what I'm missing. Hey, so the let me get to, let's see, I have a little checklist. What have I? Let's see. Let me get to my mailbag, everybody. 41 minutes in to episode 65. Let's see what we got. Happy hump day, everybody. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Chicago Tony, I love your show, and I've been slowly working at listening to your backlog. That's a lot of work. 65 shows. You're going to do the whole thing, huh? I hope you have a couple of weeks vacation. We got a lot of content out there. Okay. I should be caught up sometime this summer. I'm curious to know, has anyone from your alleged for entertainment purposes past found your show and figured out who you are? I can tell you are a true fan. Thank you, sir or madam. Let's see if you're a sir or madam. Keep up the good work. This is from Leslie. So I think you're a lady, but isn't Leslie Nielsen? He's a guy, right? So I'm still going to have to say sir or madam. Leslie from Appleton, Wisconsin. Is there anyone from your alleged past has found your show and figured out who you are? Good. Thank you for the question, Leslie. And yeah. Yeah, this has happened for sure. And this is kind of in early shows. There is one person, Leslie, who has let me know. I think I was telling Georgie this the other day. There has been one person in the stream, this has happened on multiple shows, that has let me know in a subtle way, like an inside way. You other commenters would have no idea, but there's been one person who's let me know. I know exactly who the freak you are. And it's terrifying. The first time this happened, I seriously was just gonna stop recording, bada bing, never to be heard from again. Because like I've said, allegedly for entertainment purposes, I want to let the past be the past. So that was very jarring. Now, I think I was when this happened, if I had to guess, this is maybe around like episode 5 or so. I was so lonely and so desperate for some sort of interaction. And by then already the show people were responding well to it. I just held on for dear life, and then the next morning it's like I turned it on again, and it's like, is this person coming back? I don't freaking know what's happening, what's going to happen. Well, this person has come back at least 2 other times and has let me know in the comments section in his or her, I don't know who it is. I don't know who this person is, but I know for sure, for positive, this person knows who I am. It's happened 2 more times. It always puts the total fear of God into me. I'm actually getting nervous just thinking about it. Should I even talk about it? Oh, and Georgie, that's right. Oh, God. Yeah, that's another thing that totally freaked me out. I was a guest on the Fantasy Friendship podcast. Go to their if you haven't heard it. I told this story about this crazy ass job that I got in college, where I was driven in a limo to work every day that I worked, and it's crazy, it's weird. I was the Roy Rogers Chicken. I was like the mascot at Washington Capitals hockey games and Bullets basketball game. Anyway, I told that story on that podcast. They released it, and the night that it was released, someone sent me a picture of me in that chicken suit. That totally freaked me out. I don't know. Is that someone who knows me? How someone found that would have been 30, almost 35 years ago. Someone had a photograph of me in that chicken suit. It freaked me out. Is this the same person that every once in a while subtly says hello in the comments thing? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But it's like now I'm this far in. I have all these beautiful friends, Leslie. And I'm going to keep going. But it's not a good situation. It's not a good situation. There's one mailbag question down. Let's see, 46 minutes in. What else we got? Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. Okay, dear Tony V, thank you for all the shows you put out. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for saying thank you. I'm really getting hooked. I want to know about your thoughts on superstitions. That's interesting. Like, did your Italian ancestors promote any ideas or habits around superstition? Are there any behaviors that you do because you are superstitious? This is from Lynn from Seattle. Seattle. Thank you for the question, Lynn. Is it raining there right now? Seattle. I've been through Seattle. Beautiful. Beautiful place. Green. Lots of greenery. Lots of hills. Lots of mountains. Superstitions. Superstitions. You know, I do not think of myself as a superstitious person at all. Really at all, except for one thing, really, when I think about it. And I guess you would call this a superstition. I've just always had this thing. Now, not that I'm suicidal. I'm not. But I've just always had this belief, and I think it must be from my Catholic upbringing. Maybe Jeffrey could corroborate. I'm not sure. But I always had this thing. People that off themselves, well, you're going to hell. That's like a mortal sin or something like that. What's kind of funny now that I really think about it, that's really the only thing that where in my brain, for some reason, that's a sure thing. If someone commits suicide, they can't get into heaven. Isn't that weird? Because I don't even think that someone that commits murder cannot get into heaven. I think probably not. But it's not a sure thing. Why that hopped into my brain around suicide, I'll never know. But superstition from the family line. You know, there's been a fun story told. So my great-grandfather, Roberto, who brought the V family relic, you can see it right behind me there, live streamers. You've seen it before. He brought that over on the boat. It's around 1910. Just kidding, Georgie, 1906. He used to, during bad storms, he would throw holy cards out the window. I guess this was to ward off the spirits, you know, the evil spirits. I don't know, but that's kind of funny. I mean, so he would take holy cards. Actually, and I'll tell you, here's how Italian and Catholic I am. Believe it or not, I have a holy card right here. Boom, Spotify listeners, I'm holding a holy card up to the video. right? What is this? I can't see because my eyes are total horse shit. This is a prayer to St. Joseph. Oh, St. Joseph, whose protection is so great, so strong, so prompt before the throne of God. Yada, yada, yada. Anyway, so I have holy cards laying around. And it's laminated, Georgie says. Yeah, whatever. So my great-grandfather Roberto, during a bad storm, he'd open up the window, which that alone is a pain in the ass. I mean, you want to leave the rain outside, but he'd take the holy card and throw it out there, you know. It's kind of interesting. I'm trying to think of any other superstitions. I don't know. I get a little dicey when a black cat crosses my path, to be totally honest. A little dicey. It makes me wonder. I think that might be, though, because I'm allergic to cats. It might be. Chicago Tank says, have my grandma's holy card in the visor. That's nice. You know, I think there's something about talismans. Fast Eddie Shop started following me on Reddit. Thank you, Fast Eddie Shop. I'm going to check you out. It sounds like an interesting Reddit username. Yeah, Chicago Tank talismans, right? That's why I love the V Family relic that we can see behind me there. It's like, that's the one thing. If I became homeless, which I may very well do, if I keep this podcasting shit going, I'll probably be homeless someday. That's the one thing I would not give up. It's a family heirloom. It's a connection to my past. Georgie says, Moneypenny is going to come into the office later and wonder why there are holy cards all over the place. Georgie, it's funny you mention that. It's so funny you mention that. Because, okay, so I was looking around my office this morning. Now, everyone knows the Moneypennies, they drop the mailbags on my computer, right? I always see, we have this sort of rhythm going since this flu deal went around. It used to be that we'd be in the office at the same time, and I'd see them, they'd come in, say hi, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They were just around. Well, ever since this flu deal started, no. I think that's part of why I was so gosh darn lonely. Anyway, so it's like normally I'm here in the morning and one or both, either Becky or Sarah, are here in the afternoon. Sorry, Becky or Tyra. And so obviously they can come in. Now otherwise, they're really the only two human beings that can get into my office. Otherwise it's Fort Knox. But Georgie, I was just thinking this morning, because I said, now they would tidy things up. They probably actually wish to tidy things up, but I told them, no, don't touch anything, don't move anything, because then I won't know where it is. So in a certain way, that lets them off the hook or whatever. So all they do, they don't touch my madness. I'm like the nutty professor in here. I just have I have shit everywhere. But because I told them don't touch anything, now it's a madhouse. So I this morning I was literally thinking, I wonder if I should change my policy. Because they have to, when they come in, they have to just think, oh my God, this guy's losing his mind. I look like I live like a crazy person. It's like the nutty professor. Something like that. Method to the madness, says Chicago Tank. I know, it is funny how I somehow, if you were to look around, I look like one of those crazy hoarders. And maybe I am. But I have it up here. Like I know, like my Sister Marie pictures, right? I know where they are in this stack of stuff. Or at least some of my Sister Marie pictures. I have a note. Like here's a note. It just says Robo gift. That was laying around on a pile of things. Robo won the super secret word contest last month, and she should be receiving that by Friday. By Friday. I've tried to tell Robo, don't get her hopes up too much. I mean, I had fun. She's a fun person to think about what would be good for her, because Robo's a little mysterious. So I wanted to put some thought into it. Maybe one of these days I'll talk through all the. And why am I so worried? I don't know. Maybe it's because I care about my pepperonis. I care about Robo. I see her every morning. Robo says, I can't wait to see what it is. Robo, you know what I would do? I would buy you a grand piano if I could, but it's not a grand piano. But it's something maybe you'll think of me. That would be good enough for me. You'll think of me. You'll say, gosh darn it, a bona fide internet celebrity with a big head and big jowls gave me this. And you can feel special about yourself. 56 minutes. Let's see. Wow, we're cruising through the mailbag. Oh, here's a short one. Ciao, Tony. Ooh, that sounds like that's something Chifafa would say. It is not Chifafa. Okay. Ciao, Tony. Do you speak any Italian or any other foreign languages? I would like to pick up Italian, but I have no idea how difficult that would be. Love the show. It's signed Pepperoni from Niles, Illinois. Niles, Illinois. Oh, yeah. That's kind of... That's sort of around Schaumburg-ish. If you're in Niles, you can go to that IKEA, no problem. Niles, Illinois. Do I speak Italian or any? I do not speak Italian. You know what? I wish I did. You know, it's funny. Roberto, my great-grandfather, obviously he and his wife spoke Italian. I mean, they came over on the boat. Now, his children, so my grandfather and my great-aunts and uncles, they could understand Italian when it was spoken to them. They would not speak back Italian, which I think is kind of interesting. Now, my dad, I think he like knew a few words when his grandpa, my great grandfather, when Roberto would say this and that a little bit. Dad he was a little dinky do, and he could pick up a word or two, but I mean, that's it. So he couldn't even understand it fluently if it was spoken, and he certainly could not speak it. And then there's my generation, right? Which we've completely shit the bed. Whatever. But I wish I knew it. Because I just think that would be neat culturally. Now, as luck would have it, do I speak another language? I'm really pretty proficient with Spanish. Español. ¿Dónde está la tintorería? Where's the laundromat? At least I think that's what I said. I used to be really pretty proficient in Spanish, and I just sort of let it slide, which is, that's too bad. Especially this past year, when you can't talk to anyone. Chicago Tank says Niles is north downtown Milwaukee Avenue, where the Capone hideout was. Oh yeah. It was actually the Capone hideout was actually a bar for a while that was abandoned. Now it's a music box bar. Niles. It's so sad. I was actually thinking the other day. It's like, man, there's part of me that would love to move back to Chicago. A little part of me. Maybe what I could do is keep an apartment there. There's nothing like the ambiance of that area. There's just not. There's not. And you can, when I go back, which is rare, sadly, but when I go back, I mean, some of the landmarks I get to see and the memories I get to relive and all that stuff. It's really tremendous. Chicago Tank says it's down the block from Superdog. Superdog. What I wouldn't give for a Vienna beef. Maybe I should get some Portillo's today. Maybe I should. Maybe I'm going to be in a place where I have the ability to do that. I got to think that through. I don't know, but I'm telling you guys, I might be losing some LBs. I feel like I've lost the freshman 15 that I got from my Vegas trip. Drinking those $30 cocktails and those buckets of beer. Yeah, what if I lost a bunch of weight? That would be tremendous. I want to try. That's what I want to do. Tastes of Chicago ships that stuff. Malnati's, Portillo's, Manny's, Garrett's. Yeah, Buona beef is another. That's my, the cheese fries at Buona beef, Chicago Tank. Tremendous. The best. Buona. I miss Buona. It's probably my favorite Italian beef, to be honest. Buona. Anyway, it's making me hungry. For a guy that wants to lose some LBs, I got to stop talking this way. It's been really nice to spend the past hour with you guys. I am always so pleased to see you in the live stream. For you Spotify podcast listeners, thank you. It just means a lot that you listen. I can't believe that anyone would listen. It's tremendous. I enjoyed it. I love you guys, and I like you guys. You're good people. Thank you for joining me this morning. I will be back again tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I'm always happy to hear from you. Email me. Email the show, ChicagoTonyV, like victory @gmail.com. You have my phone number. It's right up there on the screen. Call me. Email me, DM me, whatever. This is my life. I interact with pepperonis all day, every day. You're lovely people. Thank you for letting me do this. I will see you again tomorrow. In the meantime, don't take any shit from anybody, okay? Okay. See you later.